Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Mike Emanuel in for Brett Baer. International affairs overshadow President Trump's domestic agenda this New Year's Day after economic protests in Iran take a deadly turn. The president praised the uprising in a move that drew high praise and considerable criticism, as his approach to the unusual demonstrations is markedly different from the Obama administration's response during the last major protest 8 years ago. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin starts us off tonight from the Pentagon. Good evening, Jennifer.
Good evening, Mike. The angry protests have spread across Iran, killing 13 people since Saturday, according to Iranian state television. Hundreds have been arrested, but so far, Iran's Revolutionary Guard has stayed on the sidelines, not cracking down on the protesters as they have in the past.
For the fifth straight day, protesters have taken to cities across Iran, calling for the Iranian regime to meet their economic needs. In a sign of how unprecedented these protests are, they shouted for the supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei, the nation's top Islamic cleric and protector of the 1979 revolution, to step down. From Florida, President Trump encouraged the Iranian people. Iran is failing at every level despite the terrible deal made with them by the Obama administration. The great Iranian people have been repressed for many years. They are hungry for food and for freedom. Along with human rights, the wealth of Iran is being looted. Time for change. The vice president also weighed in. As long as @Real Donald Trump is POTUS and I am VP, the United States of America will not repeat the shameful mistake of our past when others stood by and ignored the heroic resistance of the Iranian people as they fought against their brutal regime. The Prime Minister of Israel sent encouragement as well.
And when this regime finally falls, and one day it will, Iranians and Israelis will be great friends once again. I wish the Iranian people success in their noble quest for freedom.
President Obama's national security advisor, Susan Rice, scoffed at the Trump administration's approach. How can Trump help Iran's protesters? Be quiet. In 2009, the Obama administration initially chose to say nothing so the regime could not blame the protests on outside interference from the U.S.
That was the Obama approach. If I were Trump, I'd do the exact opposite of Obama. Obama said, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to mess up the chance of getting a deal with Iran. Well, the deal with Iran hasn't worked. The money didn't go to benefit the people. It went to benefit the Ayatollah and his henchmen. It's not enough to watch. President Trump is tweeting very sympathetically to the Iranian people. But you just can't tweet here. You have to lay out a plan.
We do not want to make the same mistake that America made before in 1956, calling opposition out in Hungary and standing by watching while Soviet tanks crushed the opposition.
Iran's president finally acknowledged the protesters in a New Year's Eve address and hinted at a crackdown.
The government will definitely not tolerate those groups who are after the destruction of public properties or disrupting the public order or sparking riots in the society.
Late today, reports of another death of an Iranian policeman shot and killed by a protester, raising concerns that this latest development could be used as an excuse by the regime to crack down. Already, regime leaders are blaming the U.S. and Iran's president reminded Iranians in a tweet that President Trump, who he referred to as this guy in America, had recently called them terrorists. Mike?
Jennifer Griffin leading us off at the Pentagon tonight. Jennifer, thanks very much.